Hi everyone, my name is Keith Brooks and this is Brooks Channel, and for today's video, I'm going to be showing you the newest batch of drawings I've made as of November of 2025. Like always, it's going to be 10 different pictures, ranging from abstract drawings to random characters, and maybe a video game character I tried to make. So, without further ado, let's open up the sketchbook and check them out. Alright, starting off with one of my usual abstract pictures. Bunch of random shapes, each one a different color. Yeah, and for the colors this time, we went with bronze yellow. Should be right around here. Then we got some red orange right here. After that, some frappe. Should be the one over here. Let's see. Then we got some green blue around the midpoint. And some orchid right around the top part here. Then we got some regular blue, this big part. And it seems I forgot to label this one for here, but I think that was Harvest Gold. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, but either way, just a simple picture to get us started. Pretty standard. Okay. Anyway, let's check out the second picture. Here we have a drawing of some strange bug creature. Not sure what it would be. But it kind of reminds me of a picture from one of my first drawing videos. Yeah. And I think it looks pretty good. Now, as for the colors, we have red, orange. That should be for the eyes right here. And we got some magenta for the body. Then we got some lime green for the wings. Yeah, he's got no arms, just wings. Then finally, raspberry for the head and his legs. Oh, and lime green for his feet. Forgot to mention that. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what kind of bug this would be. If you got any ideas, let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear it. Alright. Anyway, let's move on to picture number 3. Maybe just a little stuck here. There we go. Alright. Here we have basically a 3D cube with an oddly shaped side. Yeah, it kind of slides down. Yeah, something a little different compared to the usual cubes I've done in the past. And probably the simplest of this month's batch of drawings. Yeah, for the colors, I went with sky blue for the front part, and then some lime green for the side. Yeah. Like I said, it's the simplest drawing for this batch, so don't really have a lot to say about it. Just a oddly shaped 3D cube. And yeah. Anyway, let's move on to number 4. Here we have something with a little more detail. Yeah, one of my random characters. Again, I'm not really sure what this one would be. Just some strange creature with some oddly slanted eyes. It's got no arms or legs, so he probably just has to roll around to get where he needs to go. Now, as for colors, alright, we got black for the little slits in his eye. Guess those could be his pupils, what he has for him. Then we got some navy blue for his body, some pine green for his head, or his face in this case, then some yellow orange for the inside of his mouth, and then white for his teeth and the outer parts of his eyes. Yeah, he's feeling pretty happy today. Something good must have happened. Yeah. A pretty simple character, but one that I think turned out pretty decent. Yeah. Okay, we're getting into the midway point next, so let's do it. Alright, next we have another abstract picture. Yeah, another of the shapes with different colors. This time I actually did label all of them. First, for the middle point right here, we have cool gray. Then we got some teal for the side part right here. Then some tan for the top part around here. Then some golden yellow for the bottom. Then finally some blue for the left side. Yeah. Not really sure what some of these shapes would be called, but I think they go pretty decent together. Yeah. Anyway, let's get ready to move on to number 6. Alright, next we have basically a 3D house made up of a cube and a pyramid. Yeah, cube for the house itself and pyramid for the roof, obviously. Yeah, it's another simple picture, like the other 3D cube, just a little more traditional. Alright, and for the colors, we got purple for the front of the pyramid and the side of the cube, then some black for the front of the cube and the side of the pyramid. I seem to have forgotten to put black on there. Kinda lacking on the labeling this time, sorry about that. But it's pretty obvious for this one. Yeah, I just felt like drawing some 3D shapes this time. At least cubes. Yeah, I think this one turned out a little better than the previous. Yeah. Alright, anyway, let's move on to number 7. Here we have another abstract picture. This one more wavy lines than a few random ones on the side on the right. Yeah. Now as for the colors, for the main part right here, we have pine green. Yeah, going like so. Then we got some turquoise for the top shape on the right side. Then got some peach for the bottom one right here. Then for the outer wavy line, we got some orchid. Yeah, going like so. Then finally, some raspberry for the middle on the right. Yeah. Yeah, just something with no real meaning, just some random lines I drew and gave some color. Yeah, not much else to say about it. So let's move on to the next pick. Alright, here we have another abstract picture. This one more like squares and triangles meshed together. Yeah, this one's got a good amount more colors than the others do. For instance, we got some gray for this triangle right here. Then we got some raspberry beneath it for this part. Let's see. Then we got some blue for the square right here. After that, some pine green for this triangle. Yeah, I was really getting the pine green this time. Then we got some purple for the outer part on the right. Some golden yellow for the bottom, right here. Then we got some magenta for this triangle up top. Some dark brown next to it. And then finally, this outer part here, we have some salmon. Yeah, I always kind of had a thing for meshing a bunch of different shapes together. Been that way since my early days. Anyway, let me see here. Yeah, we should have like 2 pictures left to check out, so let's do it. Here we have a strange eye creature. Something I've made before, just not like this. Now he's got the circle shape for the eye itself, a triangle for the pupil, or the iris in this case, and a square for the pupil itself. Yeah, my eye anatomy is a little rusty, I guess. It's also got a little eyebrow right here. Yeah, this, except on the inside. Yeah. Yeah, I'm springing pretty wild with this one. Anyway, for colors, we have lemon yellow for the outer part right here. Then we got some slate for the pupil, and white for here, for the triangle. Yeah, this is another of the simple ones. Yeah, all you can do is stare at you menacingly. Alright, anyway, we got one more pick to check out, and it might be my favorite for this batch, so let's see it. Here we have my take on the Pokemon Gastly. Yeah, I think this one turned out really good. Like, especially for my standards. He's got that creepy look on him. He's ready to haunt you, even though he's not a haunter yet. Now, for the colors, I got black for his face and the pupils in his eyes. Then we got some magenta for the inside of his mouth. Purple for the gas cloud around his body. Then white for the outer part of his eyes and his little fangs right here. Yeah. Yeah, I've mentioned it before, but Gengar is my favorite ghost Pokemon. But I doubt I'd be able to draw him very good, like do him justice. Or a Haunter for that matter. So, I went for Gastly. The simplest to draw of the three. Yeah, the starter for their little evolution line. And yeah, I think it turned out really good. Might even make him the thumbnail for this video. Yeah. Yeah, look out, he's gonna haunt you. Ooh. Man, in hindsight, he would have been good for Halloween. Gotta remember something like that for next year. And yeah, that's it for this batch. Overall, I'd say it turned out decent. Yeah, the Gastly was definitely my favorite. I also liked the black and purple 3D house thing. Yeah, except it doesn't have doors and windows. But yeah, if you want, let me know what you think about these pictures in the comments. We'd like to hear it. And hope you look forward to next month's batch. Yeah, that's about it. Now I'm so safe, so I'm just gonna end the video here. And as always, please let me know your thoughts about this war in the comments. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.